Hi, Westerville Church. Got another children's lesson for you today. Today we're talking about the Last Supper because tomorrow is Maundy Thursday, which is our celebration of Jesus' Last Supper with his disciples. So Jesus knew that the time had come for him to leave this world. He wanted to share his last Passover meal together with his 12 closest friends, the disciples. Jesus loved his friends and wanted to show them his love in a very caring way. As the friends got ready for the meal, Jesus put water in a large bowl and knelt down on the floor. He wanted to wash the feet of each disciple. When it was Peter's turn, Peter said to Jesus, "You will never wash my feet." Jesus replied, "Peter, you don't understand what I'm doing, but you will later." Peter loved Jesus so much that he said, "Then don't just wash my feet, but my head and hands also." Peter wanted to be as close to Jesus as possible. As they were eating, Jesus sadly told his disciples, "Soon, one of you will betray me. One of you will tell people who don't like me where I am so they can take me away." This upset the disciples, and each one said, "It is not me you're talking about, is it?" When Judas said this, Jesus gently replied, "Yes, Judas, you will betray me." Then Jesus picked up a loaf of bread. He blessed it and gave some to each of his friends, saying, "Take this bread and eat it. This is my body." Then Jesus picked up a cup of wine. He gave thanks and said, "Drink this. It is my blood, which I must give up, so the sins of people may be forgiven." When the meal was over, Jesus and his friends went to a place called the Mount of Olives. Jesus said sadly, "Soon you will all leave me." Peter felt bad. "Even if all the others leave you, I won't," he said. Jesus looked at his dear friend and said quietly, "Before the sun rises, you will pretend you don't know me 3 times." Peter said, "Jesus, I love you too much to ever do that to you." And all of the other disciples said the same thing. So we've got some of our friends here, again, Squirrel, Tiger, Otter, to help us understand this story.
Hey, Squirrel, you're back. We missed you last week.
Thanks, Otter. You know, the week before, I was just feeling a little tired, and I just needed a break last week.
Yeah, we all need a break sometimes, Squirrel. Don't worry about it. Especially during times like this, it's important to make sure we're taking care of ourselves.
Yeah, actually, thinking about times like these, should we even be together?
Well, Otter, we're puppets, living in a make-believe forest, so I think we'll be fine. But the humans need to make sure they're being as safe as possible.
Yeah, I guess you're right. But you know, it reminds me of our story this week. Jesus and his friends are having a meal in secret because they know what's about to happen to them.
Yeah, the Romans in Jerusalem didn't like what Jesus and his followers were saying and doing, so they were working with some of the rich leaders in the city to get Jesus out.
I wonder if it felt like what we're going through now.
You know, Squirrel, I don't think we can ever really understand what that was like, but we can learn and use those lessons in our own lives.
Yeah, but what's the lesson in this story?
Well, Otter, Jesus knows what the consequences of his message of peace and love are going to be, but he's ready to face them head on and is getting his friends ready for what's about to happen.
Yeah, and even though his friends have been with him the whole time, some of them still don't completely understand his message yet.
Oh yeah, I get it. Sometimes when we try to make the world better, people don't understand, and sometimes it will be hard for us to do that. But the point is that we need to keep on going.
Yeah, and even when people don't understand yet, they're usually trying. And like Jesus, we should still love them and see that they're still our friends.
Yeah!
Yeah!